And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to being your consumer advocate. It's all about helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. My wife, Lindsay, and I own and operate a top team here in Tampa Bay in the real estate market, and we want to help you win, of course, buying, selling, or investing. And we bring this show to you as a consumer advocate platform. We bring in the best expert contributors from 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice, 50 plus show partners here associated with the show. And we want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you to help you win. Call our hotline, any questions, comments, or introductions that you'd like to be made, 813-670-7372. Call or text at 813-670-7372, and also check out consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. In studio, my friend Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness. Welcome back, sir.
Yes, sir. Always a pleasure. Great to be here. Always fun.
Good stuff. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, we can talk about the shift to the online boom when it comes to training, since we, with the state of everything with COVID-19. Obviously, we don't have as much foot traffic coming into our businesses across the board, but there's things you can do with your social media presence to gain more attention and following and engagement, which is obviously going to help your business as well.
Yeah. Also, I hear Mike Tyson's getting back into fighting. Unbelievable.
Allegedly, he was offered $2 million to do a bare knuckle boxing match. Bare knuckle. I would not want to get hit glove or ungloved by Mike Tyson.
Glove or ungloved. Yeah, that's right. For sure. That's right. Yeah. We also have Gregg Bowman joining us as well via Zoom. AC guy of Tampa Bay, Gregg Bowman.
Hey, Brandon. It's great to be joining you again.
Yes, sir. Talk to us about some of the things we're going to talk about here. Indoor air quality, such a big factor.
Yeah, it's a real hot button, especially in light of COVID-19. There's a lot of concern about, obviously virus spread, transmission, and how that happens through the air. Your home air conditioning system can play a factor in helping to reduce that with the right products. So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Excellent. Yep. Staying healthy and staying safe and healthy. And Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, can help you with your indoor air quality right here in Tampa Bay. Also, host of his own show as well, the Solar Power Hour, David Ringo, 3D Solar.
How's it going, Brandon?
Doing well. Thank you. Yourself?
Good. Man, we're seeing a lot of fun things out there. We're doing very well. We just have so many people calling in lately because, well, we're all schooling from home, we're working from home, and so on. So we're starting to see a lot of activity. It's crazy because people are starting to see their electric bills going up. So we're getting a lot of calls right now. It's a crazy time, but yeah. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit.
All right. Yeah. I bet you T-Mac's busy out there, right? Travis McIntyre.
He's on a job site today. He has an install today, and he was supposed to do the show. I don't know if you know that or not, but
okay.
I had to fill in for him because he's too busy today.
Too busy. All right. Good stuff. 3D Solar in the house here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We got a feel-good story of the day as well. And you may remember we had these young kids on the show before. Dominic Fouché and his brother, they set up a Kids for a Cause. But the article just came out. The video was on the news as well. Pinellas County kids deliver food and flowers to retirement communities. So feel-good story right here out of Pinellas County, Florida, on the Consumer Quarterback Show coming at you. So let's jump into it then. We are, we're in studio here. We're going to talk with Gregg Bowman first, AC guy of Tampa Bay. Gregg, what are you seeing? How has the COVID impacted your business?
It's had mixed results. Early on, before, with the whole thing coming on, we saw a boom. We were very busy. Once lockdown hit, it slowed down a little bit for a week or so, but then it took back off again. And we've been, doing all right. I was a little concerned, but it's been good. But the real hot button, the thing that we keep getting asked about, almost every call is, indoor air quality. What can we do to, help stop the spread of or potential spread of the virus? It's an airborne spread virus, so definitely a huge concern. And there are a lot of great products that can help, with that. We're actually struggling to get those products because there's a global demand for them. So that's been a challenge as well.
Yeah, there's such a challenge in the supply chain. That's been one of the things that's been in talks with different political leaders, and how China, we were so dependent on China for a lot of different supplies and things there. But stay away from that bunny trail for a moment. When we talk about AC Guy of Tampa Bay, we talk a lot about local companies that support the show, supporting the local economy. You guys are based here in Tampa Bay. You've got a great family that works with you. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we are family owned and operated. We actually began in business during the last recession, 2008, 2009. That's when we launched this business. Have grown steadily since then and are ready to weather this impending next one. But we are definitely a family business. We treat our clients like family. It's kind of part of our motto and everything that we do, that we serve our Tampa Bay family with integrity and honor. Providing expert service that surpasses expectations. So, definitely we have a focus on, basically treating each client as if they are family.
Are people responsive or still open to you coming into the home? I mean, there's some uncertainty there. People, especially, I feel like Florida is not as affected. I think the last numbers I looked, it was 1,600 deaths. But every year you're going to have deaths from the flu bug, et cetera. New York is a much different environment. 26,000 plus deaths up there. But are people still hesitant? What are you adhering to some of the CDC guidelines to make people feel a little more at home?
Yeah, definitely. It depends really on the client. Some people are very concerned about it. We are going to the nth degree to take precautions. We're actually sterilizing our trucks and tools daily. We bring them in here each morning. We have a ozone shock treatment that we apply to the truck, which basically fills the truck with ozone and kill any kind of bacteria, virus, anything sitting inside the truck. So, but then on the job site, masks, gloves, booties, the whole nine, the steps that we're going to. It's been hard to get a hold of some of those supplies, masks, gloves, booties, hand sanitizer. We're going through that struggle of trying to track all that stuff down. But yeah, some clients are definitely very concerned about it. We do our best to reassure them that we're doing everything contactless, as possible, and maintaining all the CDC precautions, 6 foot of separation, all those things to help reassure them.
And if you just joined us, we're talking with Gregg Bowman, owner of the AC Guy of Tampa Bay. He's a air conditioning expert here in the area. Talks a lot about indoor air quality. Now, Gregg, talk to us about some of the ways that you can improve your HVAC system. And I believe some of it was dealing with some of the infrared technology, laser technology.
Ultraviolet light, yes, that's one of the common ways of treating indoor air quality. The EPA has basically identified 3 danger areas when they talk about indoor air quality. They talk about the particulates, the dust. That would be, the very common one that is handled by a filter. The better filters, obviously, removing more of that. The other 2 danger areas are volatile organic compounds. Those would be things like formaldehyde, that off gases off of new furniture or new carpet. It's a smell that we actually like, but it's actually harmful to our lungs. So those type of things. And then the last danger area is the hot button right now, the bacteria, viruses, molds, mildews, the biologicals. And that's, the one that typically is treated with ultraviolet light. There are a number of great products that can address that. We actually are running some specials on some of those as long as we can get the product. Like I said, we are struggling with that. But those ultraviolet lights will kill bacteria, viruses that are airborne, not only as they're traveling in the airstream, but we have some products that can actually send out ions into the air that will find the bacteria, the virus, whatever it may be, the biological, out inside the home and kill it wherever it's at. One of the products that we're really highlighting, that's one that's hard to get right now because of the demand globally, but is what's called the Remy Halo. It's a great product. It's actually been tested against SARS, bird flu, some of the other epidemics that have happened in the past, and they have determined that what they call their sneeze test. When somebody sneezes, it can destroy within 3 feet of that person 99% of any bacteria viruses that are propelled into the air. So it's a great product to give you peace of mind in your home that if there is any bacteria viruses that has made it into the home, that you're knocking it down before it can infect everybody else.
Wow, that's awesome, man. We got about 90 seconds left here on this segment, but tell us about your VIP program as well, Gregg.
Yeah, it's our great program for maintaining your system. Every system needs to have maintenance. You're paying for it, whether you're paying somebody to do it or you're paying the power company and higher electric bills. And our VIP program is $14 a month. That provides for us to come out twice a year, clean and maintain your system, and make sure everything's operating the way it should. And you get other benefits along with that, lower operating costs, obviously. We do also then not charge any after-hours fees if you're a VIP customer, and you get a 20% discount on any other work you might need as long as you're on that program.
Excellent. Text AC to our hotline if you'd like to be in connection with Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay. Text AC or HVAC to 813-670-7372. We'll put you right in touch with Gregg and his team and sign up for that VIP package, and also ask about the Remy Halo. Sounds really cool being able to kill that bacteria and reduce the chances of your family getting sick. More from Gregg coming up in our lightning round. We also have David Ringo, 3D Solar, and Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness, here on the show today. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter. Check out the Platinum MVP Team Facebook page and Consumer Quarterback page. And we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Tanzania Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill. But actually, it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember. Ask me about
Yes.
to be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay. Welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections for
Battles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
as your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Recently featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, the May 2020 issue. Again, for the 7th or 8th time, featured our team and talked about our radio show, our community involvement, a lot of things we're doing differentiation-wise from a lot of our competitors with our radio and TV show, allowing us to feature our real estate properties in ways that other real estate companies don't. Real excited about the growth, and we just are growing. We added another great team member this week, and real excited about serving you, our radio and TV show audience out there. We have special discounts and offers for veterans, first responders, nurses, teachers, anyone affected with COVID. We're also extending out, reduced commissions and things of that nature. So reach out. We'd love to connect with you, consumerqb.com. And we want to talk about a couple of our hot listings here that we've got here in Tampa Bay. Property at 520 George Street South in Tarpon Springs. This is a waterfront beauty. You've got your own private boat dock, mother-in-law suite, and the property is right on Lake Tarpon. Bring your boat, bring your jet ski, and enjoy the best of Florida lifestyle living at 520 George Street South. Listed at $499,000. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay on Lake Tarpon, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Just on the east side of Lake Tarpon. Also, 422 Wildwood Way in BELLEAIR. This is a gorgeous property. The owner put over $100,000 into recent upgrades and renovations and updates, and also lush tropical landscaping here at 422 Wildwood Way in BELLEAIR. And if you check out the beautiful photography, compliments of Fabre Frameworks, you'll see you're very close to the intercoastal waterways, close to top-notch golfing and clubhouses. Beautiful property at BELLEAIR, Florida, 422 Wildwood Way. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And let's give a quick shout out to Two Maids and a Mop, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. It's Two Maids and a Mop, locally, again, another local company based out of Clearwater, Florida, Pinellas County. Two Maids and a Mop. Tabitha and her team do an outstanding job. They clean our homes personally and also some of our real estate properties. They've got the pay for performance plan. It's a huge competitive advantage of theirs. And they also offer reliable, safe, professional grade cleaning. Two Maids and a Mop, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Give them a call, support the show, support the local economy by supporting Two Maids and a Mop, the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, let's go to David Ringo. Solar is an area of interest for a lot of people right now. David, you mentioned the power companies are charging more, especially even in peak hours. We've heard on previous show appearances, they're charging more in the morning when they know most people need it, and in the evenings when most people need their power. So 3D Solar can help people kind of, take advantage of the solar and get off of those peak times.
Absolutely. We've got so many people calling us right now and just asking us how that we can reduce their electric bills. And we just had one in Hernando County where we had a bill that was $776 before we got there, and their first bill after us was $0. So, wow. I hear a lot of people that question if this stuff works, and they say that, these government subsidies and this is a scam and this and that. But the real truth is this is something they've been doing for years and decades. And I guess that's why I want to mention that is there's so many people out there being cautious right now from solar, and, we have ads running everywhere. And if it's something online, we have so many people being, negative, and, and I post those pictures of those electric bills, $760 to $0. Man, that is I don't know how you can say no to that. At least get some information on it. But right. Yeah, we have a huge influx of calls due to people being home. Their electric bills are going up. The AC is being used more. Their lights, just everything at home, they're using so much more electricity right now, and we can certainly help reduce or eliminate that bill altogether.
Yeah, it's a great thing to do, not only for your personal economy. We hear a lot about the economy out there and the things happening with the, global and economics from the United States or even the states. But, you got your personal economy inside your home, what you're able to pay and how you can save money through solar, but also the fact that, you're doing something good for the environment. Talk a little bit about that, getting people off the proverbial grid.
Everything we talk about on the show is at least to another great conversation, because we're talking about saving money, but and you talk about the, helping the economy, your home, your household economy, and so on. But helping people get off the grid and make it a greener environment. I mean, we live in a great state to be outdoors, and I mean, they're all over the country, but then it is great to be able to go out and fish and hike and do all the things and all the stuff that we have here in this state. And it is so nice to be able to provide a power to supply power to somebody's house, so they don't have to have so much.
So we have David froze up here. He's calling in via Zoom. David Ringo, 3D Solar on the Consumer Quarterback Show. You've also heard from Travis McIntyre. They've got a great staff over there with 3D. And, when you look at Tampa Bay Business Journal, for example, Tampa Bay Business Journal, they were in the top. They were the Fast 50. Tampa Bay Business Journal puts out what they call the Fast 50. And these are the fastest growing companies in Tampa Bay. David Ringo, you back? We lost you there for a little bit. I heard him for a moment. So they were ranked number 8 out of the Fast 50, Tampa Bay Business Journal's Fast 50. So that speaks volumes about the leadership from 3D Solar and his team. So David, are you back now?
I think so, man.
Yeah. Okay,
it just went blank for a minute. Yes. So, but I don't know where you guys heard me last. But what I was talking about was, we save money, but man, also we live in such a great state to be outdoors, fishing, hiking, and everything that you could do outside.
That's right.
But what we really want to do is eliminate the need for other power plants, whether it be a nuclear power plant or anything like that. And because our population in Florida grows, because they realize how great a state it is, right? And there's so many advantages to living here and so on. And it's a great place to live. I mean, outside we can, in May we can be outside right now. It's not snowing like it is in the Northeast, which is an anomaly, I get, but it's such a great place to live. And we want to keep it to where it is green as possible. And every time we can help chip away at keeping the demand for the grid energy down, man, we feel great about that. We've offset so many megawatts of power over and we're small compared to the national average, but man, for a company, but we just love the fact that we're chipping in, helping keep, the need for these power plants down. And we just love that. So the savings and then, helping out with our carbon footprint together, we just think those are two obvious reasons to go solar.
Yes, absolutely. We're talking with David Ringo here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And yes, it's a great place to live, work, and play. And when you look at the ability, here in the Sunshine State to add solar panels to the roof of your property, it just makes such a no-brainer when you really break down the numbers. And you're going to be able to pay this off at some point as well. What's your average payoff, I would ask you? And then secondly, let's talk about the app. I've got the app pulled up on my phone. You're able to monitor your usage and the amount of energy that you're creating daily.
Absolutely, and the app is a great tool. I mean, that is such a big proponent in our sales, and people just love that. I was at a customer's house yesterday, socially distancing, of course, but they just had their system turned on about a couple of weeks ago, and he told me when I showed up, he goes, well, the utilities owe me 6 kilowatt hours right now. And I'm like, all right. So he's really monitoring it. He really knows what he's got coming in and going out. And the way we set these systems up, I mean, it is such a great system to be able to watch how much power is coming into the house and how much is going out. It is such a cool thing. And people love that. And they monitor what they got going on. And it's something fun for consumer to do, because in the past, all we've done is like, you just sit back and you guess what your electric bill is going to be. You open the bill and you don't want to open that one in September because it's right after August and it's just going to be a huge electric bill. And we've got people opening those bills now and it's zero, or, maybe they'll have a $20 electric bill because it is such a hot month or whatever. But they're thrilled, man. I got people calling us all the time. They used to have $400 or $500 electric bills and it's $20 now, or zero even. And I just love that. It is such an exciting thing to see people say. So we just love doing that. It gives us a charge on doing that every day.
Yeah, and you're able to future-proof your electrical output and input. I mean, essentially, if you are off solar, you're not using solar. You have number one, that the power companies are going to increase that price every year. There's going to be that inflationary setup. But when you're able to add solar, number one, you pay it off. Number two, you're not going to have to pay those increased costs every year.
That's correct. And way I describe that is it's like buying a gas card at today's prices, because we're going to lock you in at a certain price, and what we do is it's no science. I mean, it's just a long-term loan that you pay on the system. The systems come with a 25-year warranty on everything, so you're not having to worry about warranty or expenses down the road. It's all covered for 25 years, and usually anywhere from a 10 to 15-year loan. And the more you take the loan out, obviously, the lower the payment's going to be. So we have people that have lower payments than their electric bill right off the bat. Every single year, well, not every single year, almost every single year, you see inflation affect your electric prices. So, and we've seen it, 4 or 5% a year. You do that for 10, 15 years, 20 years, that's a 100% increase. So what you're paying $300 for now is $600. And if you have the same bill later that you have today, and or it's paid off, that's where the true savings comes in, is the inflation, and people don't take that into effect. It's like buying a gas card today. If you could go buy a gas card today, what is it, $1.75 now?
Right.
Buy a gas card for $1.75 and 10 years is paid off, and you have free gas after that. Would you do it?
Absolutely.
Of course, absolutely, right?
And
so
you get
it's the same concept.
You get the real estate appreciation as well, and people are going to want to buy your home over the other home that doesn't have solar. So you're going to have that built in. A lot of people have their electric vehicles now. You plug in the electric vehicle, and you're completely, off the gas grid in terms of, paying gas. So, great stuff. David Ringo, 3D Solar. More from David coming up in our lightning round. And when we come back, we're going to dive in with Alex Lima here, Blackbelt Fitness. We're going to talk about ways that you can not only learn self-defense methods, but also stay in shape and be in shape. And he's doing a lot online now as well. Has some great groups on Facebook that you can join. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors coming up. Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay, David Ringo, 3D Solar, and Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts, right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Tanzania Star.
The 62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember now.
Ask me about
Yes.
to be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step image. I love that image because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. This segment's brought to you by the BELLEAIR Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out and visit the BELLEAIR Beach Resort, and you will have a great time. Bring your family down. Beachside pleasure here on the BELLEAIR Beach Resort, filled with fantastic and generous amenities. They've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant right on site as well, and also a large beach. It's a 2-beer beach. Clyde Smith, the general manager, calls it. Check them out online. Call them and book directly and let them know that the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Talk to them about the show and that you're a fan, and you're going to get some special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan. And BELLEAIR Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, a couple of hot listings for this segment. We've got 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. This is perfect for a business owner that is paying rent. You're leasing space, but you've got a great opportunity right here on Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue. You've got signage on a busy thoroughfare in Tampa Bay where you're seeing about 40 to 50,000 automobiles going by daily. Large conference room. You've got a small kitchen, bathrooms, offices, of course. 8325 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. A great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. I've got lots of vacant land available. If anybody's looking for land to build either a home, or I do have some commercial opportunities as well. I've got a lot of land available. We've got property available at Zero Harbor Drive in Clearwater. So these lots right on Harbor Drive in Clearwater, they're $155,000. Well, this is Zero Alt 19 in Palm Harbor here. So this is actually a commercial opportunity. You got mixed use at Zero Alternate 19 in Palm Harbor. You could build a business / potentially apartments available here as well. Zero Alt 19 in Palm Harbor. So I've got a lot of different land available. There's Harbor Drive as well. If you're watching our TV show version, you got bay access here, Harbor Drive, right next to the Pinellas Trail. Build up to 9 units right there. So builders, developers, 9 units available, and the properties are listed at 155, 165, respectively here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, in studio here we got Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. Back to the topic at hand is when you look at online, a lot of people are moving businesses online. We talked about in yesterday's show with Diane Vance about how the trends are away from urban areas out to the suburbia America. And then so you're seeing these trends in your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as of right now, per the mandates of my county and where I live, Hillsborough, we essentially cannot be open for business. And even when we are allowed, I think on the 18th or something like that, they're going to start allowing foot traffic with inside gyms and martial arts clubs throughout the county. You're still going to have to follow that 6-foot rule and you know, that social distancing bubble that they're giving everybody, which obviously in my industry is incredibly difficult to abide by because it's such an interactive thing that we participate in. We have the workouts, you know, especially grappling, kickboxing, holding pads for each other. So I've had to become completely creative with the way that I deliver my product to my clients now with the online training. But it seems to be working. You know, I was a little nervous about it at first. Initially, I lost quite a few of my clients because some were not open-minded about jumping onto the ship of doing the online training. But now people are loving it, and now I'm training people. Dude, I have people that are training with me from the UK. Wow. From Australia. I have an international audience that I would not have been able to obtain before if I would have stuck to just the in-house training.
Right.
You know?
Well, kudos to you for adapting. You know, that's one of the biggest things as a business owner is being able to adapt, finding out where the trends are. And then also, I think that leads to a bigger point of, as Americans, if the more that we can collaborate, the more that we can come together, the more that we have an abundance mentality of working together, you know, and trying to support each other, supporting especially what we talk a lot about is supporting local businesses here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and we can do that on an international scale as well, obviously, but especially your local businesses, your smaller, you know, brick and mortar companies. You know, major organizations and companies are going to do, for the most part, okay. throughout this whole COVID crisis that we're going through right now. It's the smaller businesses that are really struggling right now. I know personally of a gym that was open for 10 years, the last decade, up in New Jersey, that just had to close down. Can you imagine building something for 10 years and then now it's gone because of this pandemic and everything that's going on? And what's that person going to do now? For the last 10 years, they have been a business owner and like a trainer. What are you going to do? Get a job at a bank now? Like
exactly, yeah. Just think of the self. You know, you talk a lot about the self concept and how people see themselves and view themselves. The depression rates, the suicide rates.
Oh yeah.
Gold's Gym filed Chapter 11. You know, they're reorganizing, one of the biggest
gyms ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sweet Tomatoes went out of business. Lots of different companies are being affected, and in my opinion, it's a lot of bureaucratic overreach, especially. I agree. I can understand New York. Yes, they had a lot of deaths. They had a lot of international flights. They had a lot of public transportation. Okay, fine, shut them down. Shut New Jersey down. But to affect companies,
it's not the case
states,
everywhere.
Yeah,
right.
You can't unilaterally say every state. Think about the people living in Wyoming and Montana. They're like, wow, we have to be shut down. And
sure, we're our country the way it is, capitalism, like this system of shutting things down, you cannot sustain like this. What are they going to do? Because right now everybody is quarantined and locked down and separated. But then what's going to happen when we reintroduce people now into the population? Our numbers are down now, but they're going to spike back up.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Every 2 or 3 months, you're going to shut businesses down? We can't sustain. We're not going to do this. We can't do this forever, guys.
Yeah, it's not right. If you just joined us, we're talking with Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, over the years, I've done some training. I'm a former US football player. I played on the inaugural team. So many years of heavy weightlifting, heavy squats. That time you get burned out when you do the same thing over and over. One of the things I like to do when I'm working out is, ride the bike. I don't do as much jogging as I used to do, but I love to throw the hands, to box a little bit, learn some jiu-jitsu. So let's talk a little bit about the opportunity that people have to stay in shape, have fun, but also at the same time, you're learning how to properly hold your hands, defend yourself, protect your family.
Yeah, so part of my business model, and I think what separates me from other trainers, other than the fact that I'm a lifelong practitioner and athlete of what I do, like I don't teach anything that I do not personally do, and what I do has won me championships on a national, state, and international level. So it's it's high level stuff. But I guess I would have to say, I guess I'm kind of semi-ADD. Like I cannot just focus on one thing. Like I cannot just be a weightlifter.
Yeah.
I cannot just be a boxer. I have to cross-train in order for fitness and training to maintain my interest. And that's what I preach, and that's what I teach to my clients as well. Every time you do a training session with me via online or in-house, it's always a little bit different. You're not just always going to come in, do the same little warm-up, and then get to lifting weights. Sometimes we're boxing. Sometimes we're wrestling. Well, right now we're not, but sometimes we're kickboxing. It's an amazing mix, and being a mixed martial artist, that's just my mentality for everything. You have to cross train and mix things together.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you think about from a personal self-defense example, it's a bar fight or somebody gets in your face at a sporting event. That's one thing that baffles me is how people put so much energy into if the Buccaneers win versus whatever team. It's like, do you take your life that responsible? Do you take your relationship with your wife and loved ones that But anyways, that's a good place for an example. Somebody's mad about their team losing. They want to fight. They want to have this face-to-face type of a showdown. What's kind of your tips in that space, in that position?
Well, number one is we always want to try to de-escalate. It's always going to be the better answer to walk away. Now, that being said, there are some situations that we just can't walk away from. So when that's the case, what you want to do is you want to follow what we call it's like the level of force continuum. And basically, and this is what's going to, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not giving you, I'm giving you my opinion. You do what you want with it, but don't take it as like legal advice, please. I have the benefit of I was a private security officer, and I've done some executive protection as well. I've worked with some bands. I've done some, for those that don't know what executive protection is, it's bodyguard work. And I've been a bouncer. I've been in situations where I've had to use physical force. And in order to avoid jail time and, facing legalities, you want to meet the force that is coming your way. So if someone's talking garbage to you, de-escalate, walk away. It's just talk, and sticks and stones may break my bones, but it's just words at that point. Now, someone starts getting physical with you, that's different. When someone actually puts hands on you, you do have the right to defend yourself. That being said, let's say myself, for example, someone starts attacking me. I have a degree of knowledge and training that the average person doesn't have. I can't just grab somebody and put them in intensive care. I have to meet the level of force that is coming my way. So if it's just a little bit of a shoving match, I would just maybe take that person down and just kind of use control tactics at that point. But now if this continues to escalate and we're talking about weapons and really talking about serious physical damage and or even death, well, then you have to turn up the level of force that you're utilizing.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense because if not, it's kind of like the joke that you've seen on TV or you heard about. Oh, these are weapons. These are registered weapons.
Yeah.
It's kind of, in a sense, it is, because you're a professional. You're a champion fighter, right?
I would imagine. I don't know about. I've heard that before. Like it's amazing when you're a martial artist, the type of questions and stories that people tell you. But they'll be like, dude, so are your hands registered weapons? No, they're not. But I do believe that in a court of law, a judge would look at my background and say, you have a higher level of training, just like a Navy SEAL or a well-trained Marine. I believe that, that guy's going to be held to a higher standard because he has such a level of training.
Right.
He should show a little bit more of a strength than the average person.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hey, those are good tips. When we come back, we're going to have more of our expert contributors give their best tips, their topics of advice, ranging from the AC guy of Tampa Bay, Gregg Bowman. We've got 3D Solar, David Ringo on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and Alex Lima as well, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts. And I want to dive a little bit deeper as well into the areas of self-defense. And then also we'll talk a little bit about, because Thomas King is Florida Firearms Academy, kind of goes hand in hand with, concealed carry and how to be, defending your family, especially when it comes to these types of situations that you don't necessarily think will happen, but inevitably sometimes they do. So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, our feel-good story of the day: Pinellas County kids deliver food and flowers to retirement community. We'll talk about that and more from our experts right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com. All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to help you win in any marketplace. And when we say any marketplace, we're talking about 80 different categories of consumer advocate content and advice offered to you right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to have you connect with our expert contributors. We've got over 50 show partners ranging from attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, self-defense experts. We're talking with Solar today, AC Guy of Tampa Bay today. Lots of different ways that we can help you. Real heavy on the real estate side, of course, home services, mortgage, finance, and credit improvement here as well. But we want you to think about our show as the hub of your financial, your business will, and each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners and our on-air experts. So reach out, 813-670-7372. Anything we can do to help you here, we would love to connect you with the best expert contributors in lots of different areas of consumer advocacy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. 813-670-7372, consumerqb.com. This segment's brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving. The official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, they are a first-class organization. They do a great job with local or long-distance moves. They can also help you packing. They offer junk hauling as well as moving your office. Brothers Easy Moving. And I highly recommend Gary Thacker and his team. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. A couple of hot listings here. We've got 4207 Cox Drive. This is vacant land, corner lot, peninsula, basically. It's a in property on Bell Lake in Land O'Lakes. It's 4207 Cox Drive, listed at $270,000. Bring your boat, build your dream home right here in Tampa Bay. 4207 Cox Drive, Land O'Lakes, hot real estate listing, compliments of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, we've also got 14527 Potterton Circle in Hudson. 14527 Potterton Circle in Hudson is a nice entry-level home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, fenced-in backyard, a recent build, beautiful property, gorgeous home right here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And every day we're going to tell you something positive here in our feel-good story of the day. It is a good one. These are actually friends of ours. They're friends of our family, people that we know personally. And Pinellas County Kids deliver food and flowers to a retirement community. So when it comes to giving back to your community, it doesn't matter how old you are because there is no age requirement. Last year, 14-year-old Dominic Fouché, along with his brother and 2 cousins, developed the nonprofit organizations Kids for a Cause. In their inspiration dated back to the death of their uncle and father, Nicholas Kuhn, in 2017. And the community just decided to help us, and it shows that even small acts of kindness can make a huge impact on someone's life. So we just decided to team up and try to give back, said Fouché. The team's latest mission was purchasing 50 wraps from So Fresh, which they were then delivered to first responders of St. Mark's Village retirement community. And quote, I don't know how many other kids who do this, so this is like a sign of hope and happiness for them to see kids doing this kind of stuff. The boys also decided to drop off more than 80 flower arrangements for the residents, some of whom have been isolated from their friends and family. It's extra special that to the residents because they see them as their grandkids and their grandchildren, and they could be out skateboarding or fishing. Instead, they're donating their time, and that means a lot, said Matt Fresh with St. Mark's Village. And our goal is not only to inspire and show people what kids can really do and that everyone can make a difference, said Christian Kuhn. And the efforts from the volunteers will be awarded. They also won awards. So 2 teens in the state will be awarded the Presidential Spirit of Community Award. He said that this is just the beginning. I'm trying to continue the charity and expand it globally and get more kids involved, said Fouché. So awesome story. Great job, guys. Yeah. We appreciate everything you're doing. Again, that random act of kindness that we talk about here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Gregg Bowman, AC Guy of Tampa Bay. Final words, sir.
Hey, Brandon, I think I would just echo that, it's definitely a different time that we're going through right now, but the stay-at-home order has definitely enforced a lot harder use of your air conditioner, a lot more use of it because you're spending a lot more time at home. So we would definitely recommend that you give your air conditioner a little love. Our VIP program is a great way to do that. We can come out, check it out. We are taking all the CDC precautions to make sure that we're not placing you at risk. Something I also ought to mention is we do have a new service we launched called Teletech. If you're concerned about having somebody come in your house, but you want to have something looked at, we do have the opportunity to do video conferencing calls to look at that and address any of those kind of issues.
Hey, that's a great innovation, Greg. I like that. That's really cool, man. Awesome. David Ringo, 3D Solar.
Absolutely, man. And just like we talked about, everybody's utilities are going up and everybody's getting antsy about these bills. They're making a lot of calls. They're talking to solar people. I would just encourage you to not rush into anything. This is a major decision and major investment. You don't want to take get hurried and make a bad decision. Take your time on this decision. Make sure you understand everything. There's warranties to understand. You need to make sure the company's good. There's a lot of great companies that start up and they have great reviews and they've been here less than 6 months. I encourage you to find somebody that's been around for a long time that's got a history of being here for 5+ years. We've been here for about 10 years now, and we're not going anywhere. So we're here still servicing the clients we've had forever. But just make sure you find the right company. Find out all the details about the financing and the warranties and the company before you jump into anything. That'd be my 2 bits.
That's right. David Ringo, 3D Solar, Tampa Bay Business Journal's Fast 50 as well. All right. In studio here, Alex Lima, Blackbelt Fitness.
Yeah, I think I would just kind of challenge others right now, the listeners and the viewers, to do kind of like what those kids are doing and pay it forward, with some acts of kindness. I believe that the initial panic of everything that was going on has started to kind of simmer down a little bit. People don't seem to be fighting over toilet paper and stuff anymore in the street.
Yeah.
So let's keep that going and just be overall better to each other, guys. So.
Good stuff. I like it. All right. So today I'd like to do a little bit of business and sales talks here on my lightning round tip. So today I was going to talk about Albert Mehrabian's 738-55% rule. You may have heard of it. Tony Robbins, different speakers have talked about this over the years, but it was a study that was actually done by Dr. Albert Mehrabian, and it talks about the elements of communication. Okay, 7%, the low number, only 7% of actual communication is the words spoken, the actual word. 38% is the voice tone and the way that you say those words. And the overwhelming majority, 55% of the rule of communication is the body language, the way that you use your body and evoke emotion through the body language that you're expressing. So when you're expressing those words, it's 7% words, 38% the actual voice tone, and the overwhelming majority is 55% in the body language. So think about that when you're working with clients, you're negotiating. It's going to be one that's going to help you. All right, let's do another round. Let's go back to Gregg Bowman, AC guy of Tampa Bay.
I guess the only other thing I could just echo again is, as far as indoor air quality goes, we do have some great options out there as far as what you can do to help prevent the spread of the virus. You don't typically think of your home air conditioner as being something that can help with that, but there are some great products for doing that. So if you're interested in anything like that, give us a call, check us out. We'd be glad to give you any advice or insight that we can.
All right, good stuff. AC guy of Tampa Bay, Gregg Bowman. All right, David Ringo, 3D Solar.
One thing I would say is, we're all about reducing electric costs and so on, but I would encourage you to do everything you can to lower your electric bill. We have people that have like $800 electric bills, and we can offset that. But man, I'd rather have some of them talk to the AC guy, Tampa, and see what they can do about getting new air conditioning first. Because if we get rid of that $800 electric bill and then they go and reduce some of their other costs and they get insulation and they get an AC unit, now they're making too much solar power and it's not going to be beneficial to them. So I would encourage, if you got a massive bill, talk to us. That's fine. Talk to other solar companies, but talk to them about, ask them what else you can do to get that home, energy efficient. And one other thing I would say is loans are expensive, and a lot of people talk about cash and they don't have the cash to do that. But I would encourage you to consider a HELOC or something along those lines of figuring out a way of paying for it to get the payments down, because the financing is great for an extended period of time, but man, there's other options out there too. So don't be afraid of looking into HELOCs or something like that to be an alternative source, which would be cheaper than some of the loans they have out there.
Yeah, home equity line of credit is what David Ringo is referring to, and you can access that through, it's kind of a second mortgage if you have a first mortgage in place, and it's a low risk for the bank because they're attaching it to your home as the collateral, so you can get home equity lines of credit at very low rates nowadays as well. Reach out. We'd love to connect you with Diane Vance and her team can help with that. All right, Alex Lima, final words.
Yeah, so my second challenge I would initial towards the listeners and viewers would be follow me on a fitness journey. Let's work on some gains and some improvements. Right now, I'm currently doing a 90-day challenge myself to actually increase lean mass on my body. I'm trying to gain 8 to 10 pounds of lean mass. I was supposed to do a fight March 28th, and obviously it got canceled because of the whole COVID thing. So I had to lose weight for that. So I kind of lost weight for no reason. But so now I'm trying to get it back up, and I'm trying to do it the right way. And I'm taking my clients on the journey along with me. So
nice. I like that. So if you wanted to add lean mass, what's some of the quick tips? I know there's a lot there, but it's more calories. Working out.
It's got to be quality calories, though. A lot of times people, the old school mentality of doing like the bodybuilder thing of like you're always initially either in like a bulking cycle or a cutting cycle.
Right.
I'm trying to bulk up while staying relatively lean.
Right. And healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because I still have to perform at a high level because I do plan on still competing. So, hit me up on Instagram at Blackbelt _ Jitsu, and I'll give you guys some tips. There's a lot of tips on my page there. So.
Yeah, some good tips there, and doing a great job as well with the beard struggle.
Yeah, man, the beard struggle.
Nice.
Check them out. Code Blackbelt15 gets you 15% off all products at the beard struggle. So your beard can be strong as well as your body if you ride with me. So
there you go. All right, good stuff. Hey, another great show. I want to thank Gregg Bowman, the AC guy of Tampa Bay. Think about your indoor air quality and also their VIP program. David Ringo, 3D Solar. Hey, another great show. Appreciate you bringing that information. Check out his podcast as well, Solar Power Hour. And Alex Lima, Black Belt Fitness and Martial Arts here. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food or clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And check out consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time